All right. Hello, everybody. You are here. You are here with Winslow Donovan, and this is the Right Foot, Left Shoulder podcast, episode uno. And my special guest today, Solar, is in the building. Bang, 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 bang.
And it's my birthday. So
and it's a birthday. So, pretty cool to have you here for the first episode on your birthday. It's very nice. Let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah.
So, first topic I have. Actually, I think it'd be cool if you would be so kind to give us a little background on yourself as an artist.
Ooh.
Maybe
I wasn't
like
ready for that.
maybe like the origins, like how you got started, how you got to what you're doing right now.
Okay.
Well, I started, I think, 4 years ago. I'm really bad with time.
It was only 4 years?
Yeah, I haven't been making music all my life.
Oh, for some reason you struck me as, I don't know if we talked about this, but I thought you were one of those from like a kid kind of shit, or like was singing. So, oh, okay, yeah, this is relatively new.
Yeah.
It's new for me. I started off, I think, 2012 or 2013. I wanted to get a guitar. So it was a New Year's resolution. And I'm like, let me just, get into instruments, whatever. So I started playing the guitar. I learned through YouTube. And then I started singing along with it. I'm like, something happening, like, okay, cool. And then, then I got GarageBand. And then I got Logic Pro.
Team Logic, baby.
Team Logic,
baby.
And now I'm here. That's it. One more. That's it. Now I'm here. Mm-hmm.
To give the audience a little bit of history for how I know Miss Solar here, I think I found your song, Blessing and a Curse. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure, shouts out to Amanda. Haciano? Isiano? Oh, I know her Instagram handle. Shout out Exhibit _A. That's that. I'm sorry. I forgot your last name, but I got kind of close. So I was following her on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And this was back in this was like November 2019, December 2019. And I was on Instagram. I saw her post a story, and it was your song. And it sounded amazing.
Thank you.
And see, the thing that I will let the audience know about myself is I'm a man of many music tastes. I like to wear my hat different ways. But one thing that you should know about me is that when it comes to R&B, I like it. It's cool. But when we getting saucy, yeah, that's when I'm feeling it. So I'm on the train, sauced up, coming back home from Brooklyn. I was faded. Now, I was already listening to some R&B, so I was already in the mood. So I see that on Instagram, and I heard the clip, and I was like, oh shit, this is fire. So then I play the song, and I finished. I remember as soon as I finished the song on the train, like I found your Instagram and shit, and I hear, I'm like, yo, that Blessing and Curse shit was fire. Yo, we gotta work, da-da-da. Mm-hmm. And so I think that was the first time that I actually connected like directly with you, but I think I had heard you here and there before because Don Smith, I know, shouts out to Cliff 41. And plus we had actually met, and I forgot that I'd met you.
Yeah, we did.
Can you explain that again? Because that was really funny to me.
So,
I met this woman and I forgot that I met her. It happens a lot, all right? I meet a lot of cool people. I'm sorry.
All right, Mr. Poppy.
It was dark. There was no one there. No, I'm just kidding.
It was dark.
Was it?
It
Okay.
was dark. Yeah.
So I was invited to this rooftop party. I get there. Was it in Brooklyn?
Oh, you're carrying this story.
I
don't remember when. I don't remember who, what, where, when, why, how. You said the older you get, the better you feel.
That's what he said. Yeah, I was like, the older you get, the less fucks you get.
Oh. Yeah. I think that's kind of how I feel. It's after 25, I feel like it's just, all right, I'm just celebrating being alive still. It's like, I don't like, And that's kind of like turning it around because people will say, oh, yeah, it's like, 16, 18, 21, 25, whatever. And it's like, oh, and it just goes all downhill from there. It's like, no, dude, you could just be happy for just waking up every day.
Like, why they putting that on you?
It doesn't have to be that much weight, I don't know.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about how when I was younger, I could never see myself past the age 28 or like 27. I just never saw my life past that. And so I thought I was going to die young.
Really?
And then I realized from that perspective that I was seeing it from, like 24, I was just meant to have this huge, like,
Rebirth.
180 change.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I couldn't see myself.
And it lined up with what you were thinking is around, like in your life.
Yeah. And today I feel like this transformation I've done, like now I feel like today stamps like this is the beginning. Like it's crazy.
That's fire.
It's wild. Cause now I can't see myself dying. How about that?
The way you talk about death and afterlife and reincarnation, I'll be like on Twitter, I'll say, oh yeah, like, oh, I feel kind of weird about life, feeling kind of agnostic with it. She's like, how many times you have to die and come back to this bitch to see what the fuck is good? I don't even care. You know what? You can say things sometimes. We'll just have you be off camera and it'll just be that nigga. That's just if you feel like you gotta say something to chime in, like I can even turn the camera. You're here, because I'm recording right now. Like, you were in that bit.
She'll be on camera, but the mic gonna pick you up right here. The mic, let me put it over here.
Okay, so back to start again. The night that we met.
Right. So the night
Rooftop
that we met,
that I don't remember.
yes, I believe it was in Brooklyn, and I was there with my ex, and Cardio was performing.
Shout out to Cardio.
And who else? I think Mo was there. I believe Mo was there. Shout out to Mo.
Shout out to Mo Surreal.
And so I remember seeing you, and we're there drinking beer, and there's a live band, like the mood that night. I think.
Wait, was it my birthday?
Was it your birthday? It might have been your birthday.
Was that my birthday party? Because that's when Cardio was performing, and it was in.
The lights?
Wait. No, we didn't have lights that time.
No, he had lights.
Oh, he had lights?
And like smoke and shit.
Nah. Who, Cardio did?
Yeah.
Nah, so that wasn't my birthday party. My bad.
I think it might have been though.
Because if it was,
It felt like a cool breeze.
Was it in Bushwick? He was like, I don't know, somewhere in Brooklyn.
I don't know. Yeah. Weird.
I don't know. I don't think this was my birthday.
I think it was. But anyway. Yeah, and I think we said like hi to each other. We got introduced, and then
Where was there smoke?
he had a gas machine.
Who did? Cardio?
I think so. Yeah,
No.
he brought. Yeah, he did. I think I remember that. And Nsima was there. I think.
No, Nsima was not there.
I think he was because I remember him.
If Nsima was there, then it wasn't my birthday.
Okay.
Which is fine. I wanted to know if this was the same night because I remember it was a different night.
Listen, it's a blur.
Yeah, hey, it's all good. I know though that because at first I was like, "What's my birthday?" But it wasn't. So.
Okay.
And do you remember vaguely what year this was?
Well, if I go back, I can tell you later. If I go back into my pictures,
Okay.
then I'll figure out the date.
Word. Yeah, because I'm just curious to know just when I met you because I feel like it probably hasn't been like it's probably been like a couple of years.
Yeah, it's
That
been,
wasn't that long.
like a year or two.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was basically just a rooftop party.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I heard or saw about this
No,
woman.
I don't
for-
even have an EP out.
Yeah, like I met you, and then you basically were out of my life until I was drunk on the train. Listened to the single "Blessing and a Curse," hit you up, so we got work, and then I think it was probably a couple another months before, like when I first hit you up, and I was like, yeah, because I was like, I hit you up in like November, December 2019. I was like, yo, we got work, and so we just took our time. We were living our life and stuff. I think I was waiting to have stuff for you to put you on, and then I didn't actually meet you meet you again, like when we had a session in March. I think, right? Yeah, because we didn't. Yeah. I like that. Like when I see it, right. Literally, it was like 2 or 3 days before all this Rona shit happened.
Yeah, word.
Because I was waiting on set to go to that HBO show. You know, I'd be acting and shit. I was a paid audience member, just clapping in the stands. It wasn't anything crazy, but Megan Thee Stallion was in that, and it was cool. And that was like a couple of days. That was like the day. Remember, it was the day I was going there after we had that session. And so gotta make sure that camera's good. Yeah. I was gonna do that, and then Rona happened and it fucked up. I was gonna shoot like 3 more times for that, and Rona fucked it up. But it's all good. So now it is September, and we have made 2 songs together, 2 full songs together, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. And not to mention, like, the ones who know, like, y'all know how good the songs sound. There's a select few of y'all.
Wait, you shown it to somebody else? To other people?
I've shown Manila and Werther's to probably like a total of like 5 or 6 other people that you don't know, and they're all like, who is this? Like, oh, you guys need to keep working together. This was like, we're getting pretty good feedback on it. And I think I've explained to you before that, like, you know, I mainly rap and hip hop is my main thing, but I've always liked making slower kind of beats and R&B beats, and I've just been waiting for someone to like literally a woman vocalist to. It's like sometimes I'll try to put my vocals on it. I could, but I'm like, I know it's just like I can't replicate your voice. Like I can't. I could get close, but it's just like usually like a woman's voice for me, especially with someone who has such kind of like lower tone. It's not gonna feel the sound the same. But regardless, and plus just the vibes too. You know, working with someone else and having you here, and it's always fun. Like it's nothing. Like it's like you know. Like we've been working together before or some shit.
Yeah, it did feel like that.
Like right, like I feel like when we work together, it's very fluid. Yeah. She goes into my closet, and that's where we record, and she sprays her fuckboy repellent.
I do.
Now, see, this was a segue into promo for your fuckboy repellent. Hey. If you would like to talk about it.
I gotta bring it back. Yeah.
If you would like to talk about it, if not.
Yeah, I make sprays out of essential oils and witch hazel, and it's just a vibe. It's a fucking vibe. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's all you need to hear, folks. That's all you need to hear. Morgan! Clip 41, baby.
Clip 41, baby.
Morgan the boy.
He heard my music, right? And he was like,
how did he hear it?
He heard it from Victor.
Did you know him when he heard your music?
So I knew him, yeah, like we met before that. And I knew him through my ex Victor. Mm-hmm. And they're best friends or whatever that situation. And so he heard my music and he was like, I'm feeling this. Like, so he introduced me to his family. And I will forever be grateful for that. Forever, like, yeah, I love it. And so I met everybody else through him and the machine, and it's just nice. It's just like soul family, you know?
And that's why you felt like it was fitting to join the Clip 41 team in terms of music. Because for y'all that don't know, Solar is part of the Clip 41 team. Her music, all through them. Clip 41 is repping Uptown, Harlem. I think it's just Harlem.
And the Bronx.
And Bronx?
Because I'm from the Bronx, yeah.
You're the only one from the Bronx?
I'm the only one.
So, Harlem and Bronx.
Harlem and the Bronx. Hey.
I don't know what the fuck I just did.
The ex. So, what else are we getting into? The questions that you gotta ask me.
Oh, I was literally about to look up right now.
Let's get into it.
Miss Solar.
Yes.
You once said to me when we were discussing romance, heartbreak, etc., that you had your heart broken, like we all have. But
Yes.
you happened to mention that it was 3 years.
I did. I mentioned that it was 3 years. So
I am curious, just for however you feel comfortable to share, you know, doesn't even matter the details of the relationship unless you see fit. Mm-hmm. What do you think attributed to your heart feeling broken for so long? Because 3 years, you know, that I joked about it, but you know, it seems like a long time, and I'm sure you're not inflating matters. Like, if that really felt true to you, then that's just very interesting to me.
So basically, I was going from like relationship to relationship, and this was just a pattern that was happening. And then I finally
Were these relationships long lasting or just okay?
they were long.
So it wasn't like 2 months here, 2 months there, 3 months here. It was like these felt like real things. Okay.
So I just realized that I wasn't fully in my body. And I was just going along with things. And also like people pleasing and wanting to be validated by other people.
Okay.
So that's the thing. Like
Kind of like an autopilot, kind of just
Yes.
floating through life. Okay.
Exactly. Just
floating, like, and that's no way to live.
It's no way to live.
That's no way to live.
There's no way to live.
So I've just been getting myself together and settling into this beautiful 3D body that I'm in.
Oh, I thought you was 5D, but whatever. I mean,
No, but the body, this body though, is 3-dimensional.
my body is 6D, so I mean, it sounds like you just need a motherfucking upgrade, but shoot though.
All right, I'll take that. Yeah. So I've learned a lot of just where can I go? A lot of mending, a lot of healing, like soul healing, a lot of providing for myself. Just like these feelings that somebody else, that you want from somebody else. Like, oh, this person, I need this person to make me feel happy, or this person to make me feel validated, and all these things that we crave from other people. And it's like, whatever you're craving from somebody else is something that you need to give to yourself. And that's just that. I wasn't giving myself enough.
That feels like number one. That's really cool that you came to that conclusion, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that may take them decades, or they feel that but they don't act on it, you know. So that's shouts to you for acting on that. And yeah, you know, it's interesting when, because I think when when we were talking about it initially, do you remember? I think I was talking about my breakup as well, yeah. And I was just like, I think I was like laughing about it, like, oh, like I feel over it. I feel ready to be over it, but my brain isn't, or whatever. And I think that's when you're like, yeah, I was heartbroken for 3 fucking years. Like, that shit. So it's like,
I'm like, you just started. What are you talking about?
You're like, little boy, get out of here with that bullshit.
The thing is, I feel like we all need to take some time, like after we're with somebody, like just take some time to just savor it, like be with yourself. What went wrong? You know, it takes two to tango. So what did they do wrong? What did I do wrong? What could I have done better?
Right.
And just grow from that. And
sometimes neither party did anything wrong. It was just wasn't meant to be, or you know, and I know that I'm pretty sure you're a large proponent on the concept of learning lessons no matter what, right? I, at this point in my ripe old age of almost 28, she beats me by 13 days. 13? 16 days, yeah. So she's older than me by 16 days, so that means jack shit.
It doesn't mean shit at all.
My hat, nigga. What I have learned in this long, ardent life that I have lived. I dead ass forgot what I was gonna say.
we were talking about breakups and how you just broke up or something.
What was the last thing you just said?
Taking two to tango, and you said it doesn't always have to be somebody did something wrong. Sometimes it's just the way it is.
I think I was talking about lessons being learned. Oh, right, I got it. Yeah, wow. I completely lost it for a second, and I got it back. Thank you. So, I you know, there's a funny phrase that people say as a joke, and it goes, time's not wasted when you're getting wasted, right?
Asher Roth. Is that Asher Roth?
It's Asher Roth. So it's fucking hilarious, right? That's a joke.
Yeah.
I halfway like to think, yeah, that's funny, okay, whatever, because if you're getting wasted, you're having a fun time, whatever the fuck. But I think to take that phrase a step further, I feel like nowadays, actually I felt this way for a while, but I don't feel like I waste much time at all. And to expand upon that, I feel like, you know, what are the things people what are actions that people do while they say they're wasting time? Oh, I was just scrolling on the internet, or I was procrastinating, and this all it comes down to each individual. But I was analyzing my life and auditing my time, because time management is something we all want to get better at, and it's, you can try the little hacks or whatever the fuck, but it's really just discipline and critical thinking. I think it's not complicated, it's just a matter of will. And I think when I analyze the time I spend every day doing whatever the fuck it is, I don't feel like much of it is wasted. Because even when I'm doing things like scrolling on Twitter for 15 minutes, or sometimes I'll just stand in my kitchen and dance. I mean, it's when I think of the things that are a waste of time, is it a waste? It's all about percentages, I think. Because if I'm awake for an average of 17 hours a day, right? 7 hours of sleep. Let's say average 7 hours a day. I mean, I truly feel like the time I'm spending wasting time, the things I'm doing, first of all, I'm having a blast. So truly, I feel like if I'm having fun, it's not a waste of time.
Yeah, she said your inner child is.
Oh, inner child, right.
Yes.
So, I don't give a fuck if something isn't happening outside of me. If I'm having fun, I'm having a good time. And to flip it, even if I'm having a bad time, I'm always gonna be like, okay, there's a lesson or something. So it's like, it's very interesting when people say they're wasting time. It's like, I feel like, I don't know. It's not impossible, but it's I think it's a matter of perspective, How do you feel about wasting time for your own? Do you feel like you waste time a lot? Do you feel like how do you feel like in your life?
I don't feel like I waste time. I feel like I like to sleep a lot. That's one thing. I need my sleep because I'm transmuting these energies all day, every day.
TRANSMUTE for those that can't spell.
So I need a lot of rest. I like to lounge out.
Wait, what's the average amount of sleep that you get per night?
I like to sleep 10 hours, if not 12.
You like to sleep, but what's the average amount that you sleep?
The average amount is what I like. So
Damn.
I like to sleep 10 hours, so I sleep 10
after
hours.
It. Yeah. No, I think I've talked to you about this before, where sleep feels good, but only because I need it. And I like to I feel like I'm almost addicted to being conscious. Because dreaming is cool if you can lose a dream, everything. I know some people like the escape of reality. It is the only other thing besides meditation, right, where you can escape. But I just feel like, man, I'm addicted to being conscious. And one
that happened to me.
What, being addicted to being conscious?
But I was scared to fall asleep. That happened to me one time, where I was like, I must stay awake, and I felt like if by going to sleep, I was losing so much control of myself. I can't control it.
So it did feel like a control thing.
Yeah, it was more of a control thing.
Because one would think that was the case for me, but I don't mind relinquishing control. It's almost like what's really funny? This comes back to wasting time. It feels like a waste of time because I'm not doing anything. But of course you need sleep. So, but it's interesting where I'm like, motherfucker, I'm ready to be a robot. Singularity, bro.
I remember you said that. Chill.
If I could never sleep,
nope.
If I could never sleep and never eat, oh my God.
No, hell no.
As we were talking about before, there's, for the sake of simplicity, I will say there's two different types of people in the world. And one type is, and this is in the face of adversity. This is in the face of crazy adversity and just crazy things happening. But it's two types to me, it seems like. And maybe if you feel like there's another type, jump in. But I feel like there's one type that when your back is against the wall, there's certain people that just crumble. And the other type is when your back is against the wall, the only way to go is forward. And you just think fuck it, by any means necessary. And for some people, the any means is as easy as waking up. And for some people, by any means is crazy shit. Yeah. Going through the trenches, fighting whoever you need to fight, etc. And that's just everyone's individual path is different. So yeah, I feel like me personally, I've been very lucky, but it's definitely, and I've said this before off camera, that this year for me, spiritually, I feel like I'm in my prime. Physically, I'm in my prime, if not damn near. Mentally, I think even possibly financially too. It's just very interesting. And there are, I feel grateful that my personality is just like this in the sense that, like, there are certain people that when the good things are happening to them and they see a lot of bad things happening to other people, they feel guilt. I don't feel that. But it's because... You said what?
Good for you.
At least I think you do. I was like, no, I don't.
No.
No, and I think, there's nothing wrong with feeling guilt. I think when I break it down, it's because I know I'm very fortunate. I know that in my life, a lot of things have been given to me that I didn't work for at all. But I know I also work for a lot of it. And, I just feel like it comes down to... It might come down to an abundance mindset kind of thing. Because if you have an abundance mindset, your success is not going to take away from someone else's, and vice versa.
There's enough to go around.
There's plenty to go around.
There's enough to go around.
So yeah, like sure, of course. Like my life is great, and do I wish there weren't starving kids in Africa? Yes. Do I wish all kinds of crazy shit wasn't going around? Yes. But number one, I don't control that. But number two, I can also do things to help. The thing about helping is I'm the type of person where I feel like I need to be in a certain place before I help others, and that's across all boards, physically, financially, mentally, etc. So it's a matter of moderation and what you can give. But I feel like, don't feel guilt, y'all. Don't feel guilt for something you can't control.
Guilty when you are trying to change your life and somebody else's perception is keeping you in a box because of what you used to be. Don't feel guilty for that shit. Don't feel guilty for wanting to change. Just don't. Just chill.
And,
just fucking chill.
What is it? Change is the only constant. I think that was Gandhi. And, I think as humans, we like to look at nature for metaphors and such. And like, I'm just thinking off top now. It's like, I think as humans, we like to look at nature for metaphors and stuff. And I think off top, what I'm thinking of right now is how often do we notice change in nature? Like it is constant. It is impossible to avoid. I mean, obviously the first thing I'm thinking of is metamorphosis when it comes from, caterpillar to butterfly, trees, foliage, snakes shedding skin. And it's fascinating being a human because we think so much. A snake is going to shed its fucking skin and then go about its day. A tree is going to, for all I know, maybe trees have complex thoughts. I don't know a goddamn thing. I will not sit here and say I know things. But I think you get what I'm saying is it's our tendency to think is a double-edged sword. And it's controlling as much as I love to let go and practice letting go, you still need some control in your life. And this cabeza, and again, like, it's funny you're talking about guilt. Like, I don't feel guilt that much, but if I ever do feel guilt, or like, no, it's not shame, it's guilt. Yeah. If I ever do feel a little guilt, I have to watch how I talk about my own issues because I understand I've lived a very privileged life, etc. But the thing about struggles is all relative, right? Like and this goes for people who downplay their own struggles, everything's like the same way that someone else's success doesn't take away from yours. In that same vein, someone else's struggles don't invalidate yours or make yours seem less than. There's this, we've all heard those people who'll be like, this and this happened to you. Oh, I don't care because this plus this happened to me. It's like, sorry, dude. Like, what the fuck you want me to say?
And it's like, because this person suffered, or it is perceived as what happened to this person is bigger than what happened to this person, doesn't mean that the suffering is any less. So.
Exactly.
I feel you.
Exactly. So you are plant-based.
Yes,
You follow a plant-based diet.
I do.
You also have an Instagram that is based on
Food.
Would you like to share this?
It's soul based. I think it's soul.
SOL_BASED. Get it right.
Yes. So I just cook, just quinoa, zucchini, kale. What else? Chickpeas, bean burgers, cauliflower wings or cauliflower bites. Like, I also make salmon. Like I like to make fish too. So yeah, just good food, just good, real soul food.
And now, when you say plant-based, it's mostly plants. But if you like, when you divvy it up in percentages, do you have like an estimate of like 20% fish and 80% fish, or it's just like whatever, every day is different and you just go by how you feel?
I've never been good with counting calories or percentages or anything that has to do with math. So no, I don't. I have no idea what percentage is what. Sometimes I eat chicken. Like, the other day I was eating some yummy ass fried chicken that my sister made. But it was like, I think it was chicken breast and dough. And I was having a little bit of that. And that's fine. A few bites. I'm not going to eat a whole chicken breast. Cause that's
So it's just like a little sampler.
That's like, yeah, just a little, just a little sample. And that's it.
I will say, I've been decently strict about, because I'm also plant-based, been plant-based since 2015. And it's actually funny. I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you how I started? So basically, I had some friends that were plant-based, vegan, vegetarian, etc. And even before that, actually, I'm sorry. Let me rewind. So in the 11th grade, I was 16 or whatever the fuck, and I don't remember why, but I asked my mom. I wanted to try being vegetarian for a few weeks. I don't remember why. It was from an external source. Someone was doing it or something. So I wanted to try being vegetarian. So, and I was like, living at home and mom's cooking a lot of meals, so it's like, I figured it'd be easier.
Yeah. Is your mom plant-based?
She's not. She's never been. It's funny. I just realized now that 2-week period, she was making me tuna sandwiches, so that was technically pescatarian. But I remember I did it for like a week or so, and I was like, fuck, I don't care. I wasn't doing it for any reason. I was just like, let me just try it.
Yeah.
And that was like when I was 16, and fast forward almost 10 years later, 2015, I have some close friends that are vegan, vegetarian, etc. And over time, they would just share knowledge and articles, etc. And I got to the point where the information I consumed, I just felt like there was no point for me eating animals anymore. I just felt like it was just like, I don't need to do it. So I decided to test myself. I said, fuck it. You could do anything for a month. Let me try vegetarian for 1 month. 30 days. So I did a week. And I did 2 weeks. And I did 3 weeks. But then I was at a bar. Shouts out to ABC Beer Company, Lower East Side, Manhattan. 6th and C. Damn, I don't know if they're open right now because of Rona. Probably not. But shouts out to y'all. Next to this bar, this is uncomfortable wearing this hat like that. I'm just trying to wear it in such ridiculous ways. I'm trying way too hard for this podcast right now. It has to look... See, that's the thing. It has to look ridiculous. Oh, my God. Okay. No, it's not ridiculous enough.
No, I like that one.
That's crazy. All right, cool. It has to look absurd. I'm probably going to... Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So. No, because then you can't see me. Just fuck it up with it. Okay, so. ABC Brew Company. It's a bar. Mm-hmm. Next door to this bar, there is a fried chicken place. So I was in ABC Beer Company. It was like 21 days into this challenge. I hadn't eaten any meat. I was doing good. I'm talking to my homie standing near the bar. And I was just like looking around or whatever. And this nerdy white dude, like 40s, glasses, he was at the bar chomping down. He was just eating his chicken wings, just having a blast. I was just talking to my homie, and you know, like you just happen to turn your head and like your eyes meet the other person, whatever. It's just the perfect timing. And I like turn my head and I look at him, I'm like, whatever. And he just like, it's funny looking back on this. I'm not sure if his action was racist. I don't think it was. But he offered me some chicken. Like, I just, the vibes I was getting was not like, coon, here, have some chicken, you fucking jigaboo. I think he was just feeling himself, and he was just like, yo.
He saw you and was like...
He knew.
Yes, he knew.
He knew that I was fiending. He like sensed the blackness within, just like, I was probably shaking. I was probably like, so I look at him, and he's like, I couldn't resist. I took a bite. Took like one bite of that chicken. It was good, whatever. It wasn't crazy. And I was like, fuck, man. Like, I didn't make it to a month.
Mm-hmm. But you made it to 3 weeks. Was it 3 weeks?
Not good enough. 3 weeks isn't good enough. I said a month.
Okay.
So I said, look, nah, we starting over. I went home. I started over. And I did a month. I did a month clean, no meat, fish, whatever. I was like, oh, fuck it, let's continue to 2 months. Oh, fuck it, let's continue to 3 months. I just kept going. And I started off being pescatarian for a little bit. And then I worked at a vegan restaurant. And it was very easy to be vegan there. And I went vegan because I worked at the restaurant.
What restaurant?
Blossom du Jour.
Okay, that sounds very...
Blossom du Jour on 23rd Street is now closed.
Bourgeois.
Oh, no, it sounds way fancier than it is.
Okay.
It was like vegan fast food, but their sister restaurant, Urban Vegan Kitchen, that's more high class, but yeah, it was cool. I was like front house cashier, and so like I would get shift meals for free. So I was like, fuck it, I could be vegan here.
Okay.
Now, see, I was there for a year, and then when I stopped working there, that's when I had to put more effort into being vegan, and I don't know, it's just like convenience. I'm a big fan of convenience. Until there are vegan eateries on every corner, like it's just like, I don't like cooking. I don't like doing so. Like when I cook for myself, I would do it, and it's like vegan is cheaper. Like literally, the most expensive things in the store are meat and fish. You know, like vegan beans and plants and everything is very cheap. So
Which is I don't understand when people are like, you know, eating healthy is more expensive, and I don't understand.
because they're my theory is because they're probably trying to eat out, and eating out is expensive in general.
It's not as expensive, but my thing is, if you're gonna eat plant-based, you can't shop like how you're shopping for things that are not plant-based.
Exactly.
Like when you're not plant-based, you buy in bulk.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do that with plant-based things.
No, wait, I thought you said the other way around. Yeah, you can buy in bulk and plant-based. What are you talking about?
If you're buying fruits and veggies, they go bad. Like,
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about like grains. Yeah, grains. Yeah.
Yeah, grains is fine, but you gotta, for
Well,
fruits, it's like, okay, what am I gonna eat in the next 3 days or 4 days? Instead of like, oh, this can last me a whole month. I mean, if you're buying quinoa and beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vegetables fresh produce does not last long. But when you talk about buying bulk for meat eaters, are you talking about just like getting pounds of steak and throwing it in the freezer? Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you just gotta shop differently. Like
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so I just, the way I stumbled upon this plant-based lifestyle is just, let me challenge myself, see if I could do it. And I was like, fuck it. And I will say, like, it's one of the, I personally feel so far, it's been 5 years, it's been one of the best choices I've ever made for my life. I think it's more so the knowledge I have now. I'm not going to say I know everything, but the way I see it now is that it's something that benefits everything else more than it benefits me. Like, it benefits me a good amount, but I feel like I'm doing more so for the environment and earth and everything or whatever. And that was a cool thing about being vegan, is that, it comes down to like ethical choices of what you wear and everything. And like, I have the self-awareness that I'm not about it. I'm gonna have I had one pair of leather shoes, and I was like, it forces you to think about how much, and it's like, hey man, some people just don't want to go that far. Like I feel like I'm doing a decent job not eating, fish and meat that much, and it's like, no, the bottom line is that unless, and you were talking about living off the grid earlier, unless you are on an island self-sufficient, you're always going to rely on something, you know. People love to point the finger because they're vegan, but it's like, where'd your iPhone come from? Where'd your fucking clothes come from? Fast fashion. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, all you can work on is reducing, but it's like, if you're a human in modern civilization, like, you know, you got to pick and choose, so. But I will say that one of the main things I like is that it's not necessary. When I learned that animal products just aren't necessary, because I don't care. And again, like, I can sit next to someone chowing down on some ribs. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, like, but I definitely feel like, damn, I lost it. You would describe yourself as a spiritual person.
Yes, whatever that means.
Whatever the fuck you want it to
Whatever
mean.
the fuck that means.
I think a topic that we've discussed before that's intrigued me is the topic of reincarnation. And it's something I've known about for a while. I have explained to you that I am agnostic, super agnostic, as in I don't know what the fuck's going on. But I feel like if I were to be religious, it would probably be Buddhist or similar to that. And because that's reincarnation, right? It's like more like Hindu, Buddhist. I think so. It's one of the two. Yeah. And I feel like the concept of past lives is interesting, but you feel like you have done this before, or you feel like you felt other past lives.
Yeah. Well, for me now is more like parallel lives. Instead of past or future, it's more like everything's happening at the same time. That's what it feels like. So, so looking back, it's like, oh, maybe I've been a mermaid, or maybe I've been whatever the fuck. Like, I've had dreams where, like, I think 2 weeks ago, I was in my apartment, and then in the background, it was these men and horses that came in and burnt down my village and destroyed everything. And I woke up just like, I fucking hate these people. Like, I hate these people that came in their fucking horses, burning my village down and taking people to jail. And I was just like something in me was like, but you gotta also let this go. It's like, this was a parallel life or a past life, but it's a dream. It's also just a dream. So you gotta let this shit go too. So it's like, yeah, parallel lives, past lives, whatever lives, they're all dreams. And that's where I stand.
And when you had this dream and you woke up from this dream, it felt, because you described it as a past life, but like, when you woke up from that dream, like,
when I woke up, I cried. Like, I wanted to. Usually, I have nightmares, and I'm like, okay. Like, usually, I can shake off nightmares really easily, and I was trying to shake it off. Yeah, I tried to shake it off, and it was just like, it's not going anywhere. Like, what is this? And then I just started bawling. Like, wow. I was crying, and I felt it in my blood, because in the dream, I was like a mixed child, a mixed person, and I could feel savagery in my blood. Wow. And I was just like, I fucking hate it. Like, I hate this shit.
Disdain.
Yeah, I was like, this is running through my blood right now. Like, and I just felt disgusted. Wow. But then I'm like, it's like the cellular memory. And I was like, just shake it off. Like, higher self, God, whoever was like, it's just a dream. Like, you gotta let go of this shit now. Because it's that time to let go of all that trauma.
That's very interesting, because I think that kind of relates to, we've talked about ancestral and what is it you say in a word? It's like, curses. No, generational curses.
The song.
Y'all don't know about that song. That's unreleased.
Generational curses. Hey.
Yeah, no, that shit go hard. So that's what I thought of.
Word.
That's what I thought of. And, you know, it's the concept of generational curses and things is interesting. I vaguely remember, this is a while ago, but I vaguely remember, and I know it's not something that I'm just making up, but I was reading about how DNA or how memories can be passed down through DNA, like trauma. And I haven't done that much research on it, but I vaguely remember reading about it like a decade ago. But I remember when I was reading about it very briefly that, you try to make connections when you read about things, and just, it kind of the way I try to make sense of it is just like, I was very, very like straightforward about my reasoning. I was like, okay, like, if that's, because it sounds cool, it sounds like it's real, but I was like, okay, if our ancestors are getting whipped as a black person, slaves getting whipped, there's just all these marks and bruises, and then like children are coming from that. It's like maybe that trauma and pain can be passed down through DNA and shit. And then I don't know how that would manifest, but then maybe it could manifest to a dream like that. Yeah. I'm gonna say, you stop smoking weed, so you gonna remember all your dreams, and it's gonna be fucking crazy.
I mean, even that, I'm a massage therapist. So I was taught in school that even in your tissues, like, the issue is in the tissue. That's the thing that we would say in school. Like,
ooh, I like that.
Your tissues have memory.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and muscle memory is a friend.
Exactly. Muscle memory is a thing. So it goes even deeper than that.
Wait, so they would say in the school that, what would they say? They would say that actually
The issue is in the tissue.
but it would be deeper, and it would just be like they actually feel like there's like
there's memory in there.
the concept of pain lingering and things like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And so, do you feel like there's any like religion now that you feel like you kind of might see yourself like going with, or do you feel like you just have your own kind of definition?
I grew up Catholic, and I never subscribed to it. Like, I remember being 10 years old and being in Sunday school or whatever, and just being like, what is this? Like, no offense to whoever, but just the stories and just seeing everything very metaphorical, and nothing really clicked. Like, so I've never really followed. I just took bits and pieces out of things. And in school, I learned Chinese medicine. So now I'm more into less religion and more into like earthy things. Like what can I do for myself in this body now? And what can I use to make this body better? And less about, just I'm just being peaceful. Yeah, I'm just being peaceful. Like, that's my religion, peace. How about that?
How fitting that you would talk about Earth things when I'm on the Book 2 Earth part of Avatar: Last Airbender. Thought that was interesting, but yeah, about church and stuff, I have a couple things to say. I think I have two things to say. The times I've been to church, it was like, and I've been like, I had white friends, they'd be like, oh, black church seems fun. Yeah, for church. Like, it wasn't for me. Y'all can do that. I'm not going to hate on anyone doing church or anything. It was just like, bro, like, I'm 8 years old. I don't care about your imaginary friend that you're talking about. Like, this shit sucks. In addition to that, fuck your white Jesus.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I had that same thought. It was like, you seen the meme that's like a whole bunch of like chocolate Cheerios, and it's like the Middle East is like, the Middle East be like, and then there's this one like white Cheerio in the middle.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting into memes, but yeah.
Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, yeah, I mean, come on. We're over that. Like, come on.
Some bullshit. It's 2020.
Come on, white Jesus.
This was great. This was a wonderful first episode. There you have it, folks. This is the woman, the myth, the legend, Solar.
The myth, the legend.
Is there, if there's anything you'd want to plug or promote?
Just shout out to my team, Cliff 41. Shout out to the machine. Shout out to Morgan. My heart. Just everybody. Amanda, Candy, Soli. Who else? Just everybody. Everybody. Copy. I mean, they all part of the machine, but blessed. I'm blessed.
I'm feeling blessed as well.
I'm blessed. Shout out to my grandma. She watching me right now.
Oh, she up there?
She's up there. Shout out to my grandma.
Fuck with you, Grammy.
Yeah.
Dope. Wow. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. This was very fun. Shout out to my friend Carol. She pulled up.
Carol's been behind the scenes this whole time. Nodding, holding in laughter.
Right, just hold it.
Maybe they'll get to see her on like the 50th episode. She might make a cameo, but
Yeah, you know.
She got a lot. She got a lot going on up
She got a
here
whole
too. Like
lot
she got a lot of words to say, but she's just gonna be in the background for now. For now.
thanks, y'all.
Thank you for having me.